guys? It's January the 25th, 2025, and I hope everybody's been having a great day today. I went to go sit down at my table, and I don't know, something just compelled me just to walk and film today. The sky is like so blue right now. I thought that'd be really neat to have that in the background with the green trees up there and everything. I'm just walking around on the trails on my property right now. What I wanted to talk about today is something that I got an idea from a YouTube video that I was watching this morning, and it's basically like it's like a YouTube channel, and they just basically interview people that have problems with addiction. There's all kinds of different, people are addicted to this or that or whatever, but they just tell their story. And I don't remember what the name of the channel is, but anyway, what I do remember is what the guy was talking about, and it really brought back a memory for me. Something I haven't thought about in the past 30 years. Because he was talking about how when he was a teenager, how he had gotten into his parents' liquor closet and stole all of his parents' liquor, and then so he wouldn't get caught, he filled in the liquor cabinet with with a liquor with water. And that really just brought back a memory for me, something I hadn't thought about in a very, very, very long time, because I did the same thing. When I was a teenager, my parents had a good bit of liquor. My parents weren't big drinkers, but they did have liquor in the house, and I knew where it was at, and started drinking. And I went into their liquor cabinet and stole all their liquor, every last thing they had. And they had all kinds of different stuff in there, and it didn't matter to me. I mean, I remember drinking amaretto straight when I was a kid. And the thing about it too is, if you're wondering what that was, that's my kid's zip line. But I forget where I was at. So, my point was that I drank whatever it was. It didn't matter. It could be scotch, it could be whiskey, vodka, tequila. Didn't matter. I drank all of it, and there was a bunch of bottles in there. And what I did was, I took their bottles and filled them back up with water. Every single one of them. So when my parents finally, I guess, went to make themselves a drink, they realized there was nothing but water in the bottle. And like I said, it was a lot of liquor. I started drinking at a very young age and fell in love with it. And I wanted to get drunk every single weekend. I mean, that's what I wanted to do. Now, I wasn't drinking every day back then. It was more of a weekend thing. But I drank every single weekend. And I was the guy at the party that always did all the crazy stuff, So I would just get so drunk to the point nothing mattered anymore. I didn't care about what I did. I didn't care about who I hurt, who I offended, anything. I was the crazy guy, and everybody knew me as that. And, I'm not like that. Really, in real life, I'm not. I'm really quite passive. I'm quiet. I don't really bother anybody. When I'm walking around, I try my best just to avoid any problems with anybody. I mean, that's just the way I am. I don't get on social media. I don't share my opinions about anything. I don't argue with anybody. It's just not the person that I am. And when I was younger, or up to just a couple years ago, I was just not the same person I am today. I kind of looked for conflict sometimes. I liked arguing with people sometimes. And it was just because, I guess, I was drinking, I was irritated, and I don't know. I don't know why I was the way I was. But either way, my point is like I said, that brought back a memory of when I was a teenager. I stole my parents' liquor in a bunch of bottles. Probably 20 bottles of liquor that I drank of theirs and filled back up with water. But it made me think about something else. Because they did eventually call me. I wasn't living there any longer, but I did get a phone call. My parents were like, well, we finally figured out where you were getting your liquor from, because your dad went to make a drink and it was nothing but water in there. And Got another bottle out, same thing. Well, when I was drinking in active addiction, I've talked about this, but my wife didn't like it. And there were points in our relationship where she would monitor the amount of alcohol that I would drink. And I guess, she was trying everything that she could. Any idea that she could think of, to try to help, reduce the amount of drinking I was doing. So, she was trying everything. Okay, well, that's, you only drink but this much every single day. You're only allowed to have a pint of liquor every day or something like that. And what she ended up doing was she started marking the bottles that I was drinking out of. So, of course, me being me, with the addicted mind, well, I can defeat that because I can just go to a liquor store, buy a backup bottle, and stash it somewhere. She's going to think that I'm only drinking, a pint when I'm still drinking a half a gallon every single day. So what I would do is, like I've talked about before, I would fill up water bottles and carry them around with me. I would fill up little shot bottles. I would wash them out. It didn't matter what was in them. A lot of times I would save the Fireball bottles because I did drink that a lot. So I would take the Fireball bottles, wash them out with soap, get that cinnamon smell out of them. I'd fill them up with vodka and carry them around with me. And I would, have beers hidden in my vehicle, alcohol hidden in my vehicle. I was constantly, saying I need to go to the bathroom, and then I'd walk in there and be taking shots and then come out reeking of vodka. And I know that she knew, but I tried to hide it the best that I could. And at one point, I guess it became almost like a game to me. How well can I deceive my wife and keep her from finding out what exactly I'm doing, which is, just not cool, but that's what I did. Well, there were often times because I couldn't keep any alcohol. I mean, I just couldn't. If there was alcohol there, I drank it. I just drank it. And I always had this idea that I had to drink almost every single last drop that I had. I don't know why that was. But if there was still alcohol there at the end of the night, I just felt like I needed to drink it. Like it was going to disappear into thin air if I didn't. I have no idea why that was. But I just could not hold on to any alcohol. If I bought 10 bottles of vodka, I drank all 10. And I drank them faster than I usually would. Same thing with cigarettes. If I bought one pack of cigarettes, I didn't smoke them that fast. But if I bought a carton, which is something I only did a couple times because I realized that I just smoked nonstop. It was a waste of money. And the same thing was with alcohol. Because what would happen is I would run out. And there would be that bottle that was sitting on the counter that was marked. And I knew it was marked. Although it wasn't discussed it was marked, I knew it was marked. I could find the place on the bottle that she would mark it with a Sharpie. So what I would do is I would drink out of that bottle and then fill it back up with water. And I would leave just a little teeny bit of vodka in the bottle just so it would have a little bit of a smell. And I did this over and over and over again. And then eventually, it would get to the point where my wife would notice I'm not drinking out of that bottle anymore. And I would get discovered. But this went on for so long. And this is what really made me think about this today was when you take alcohol out of a bottle and then replace it with water, it doesn't look the same. And I did this so many times that my wife didn't even have to even take the cap off the bottle to figure out that I filled it back up with water. Because what ends up happening is, and for any of you guys out there who have done this as well, if you've ever taken a bottle, drank out of it, and then went and replaced it with water, what happens is condensation starts to build up in the bottle sometimes, especially if you place it in a warm area. So if it's in a kitchen near a windowsill or sitting on top of the fridge where it's warm or something like that, the water will start to evaporate and then go up into the top of the bottle, and you'll start to see these water droplets in there. So my wife wouldn't even have to even take the bottle, pick it up, open it up, smell it, anything. She knew automatically that I'd filled it up with water because of the way that the water would condensate and sit droplet-wise at the top of the bottle. And she would catch me every time. She would say, I see that you took the bottle and drank the vodka and poured it back, filled it back up with water. And, of course I would try to deny it, but she found it every single time. And, it just shows the amount of what we're willing to go through, just the amount of trouble that we're willing to go through, and the lies that we're willing to tell. I mean, blatant lies. I mean, just lying right through your teeth. And the person standing in front of you knows good and well that you're full of it, and you still say what you want to say because you're doing everything you can to protect your substance. And I would do anything to protect my alcohol. And it's just crazy to me now, like, I can live my life without all that trouble. I just remember all the stuff I used to have to go through back in the day, waking up in the morning, before I would leave to go to work because my wife would leave first. Before I would leave, I had to wash out my little mini bottles and then fill them back up with vodka and fill up my water bottle with vodka. And I had to get all this stuff set up for the end of the day because I knew that if I didn't, I wasn't going to be able to drink in the fashion that I wanted to. And I had to make sure that I had my bottles ready for me so that I could drink at work, driving around, whatever. I had to have all of my stuff ready. I couldn't go anywhere without my alcohol on me. And now I don't need any of that stuff. Now, I do have to carry around, like, medications with me all the time now, which is a pain in the butt, and insulin, and, I gotta make sure my insulin pump's filled up, and, I got to wear my Dexcom, and I got certain things I have to carry around with me all the time. And it is what it is. I mean, I have a lot of health problems. But at the same time, I don't have to worry about carrying around the booze with me everywhere I go. I don't have to worry about, oh no, the liquor store closes at 7 o'clock. I better hurry up and get over there, or they're going to close and I'm not going to get my fix for the day. Because once again, I wasn't the type of person that could buy 3 bottles of alcohol and save it. I drank it, every single last drop. And it was a constant day-by-day mission. It's like the people that are out trying to get their fix every single day, and, they're out doing a hustle and all this kind of stuff trying to get it. It's basically the same exact thing for me, but it was with alcohol. Because there were a lot of days as well, I didn't have any money. I had to figure out some kind of a way to hustle to get cash to buy my booze because I couldn't allow my wife to find out that I was drinking. I'm just so glad I don't have to worry about the lies, the hiding, all that stuff, getting caught. My wife getting super upset with me because she found out I was drinking again or whatever. All that stuff's in the past now, and I don't ever want to look back. It's just a chapter of my life that's closed. And I talk about this every single day on here because, I want people to be aware that they're not alone. If you're running around hiding stuff in the back of a toilet bowl and between the towels in your bathroom and in between the couch cushions and you name the place, underneath the spare tire in your car, in your socks, you're hiding booze wherever you can. You're hiding it in your jacket, in your closet, in the pocket, and I mean, just ridiculous stuff. That's what I was doing. And I did it every single day. And the freedom that you feel when you don't have to worry about that anymore, golly, it's so nice. So anyway, guys, like I said, I used to take my bottles, my wife would mark them, I would drink the stuff out, fill it back up with water. She would know immediately. She could look at the bottle and knew that I drank it all. And that's the kind of stuff I was willing to go through. Piss my wife off, I mean bad. And we would get into a huge fight. And I didn't care because all I cared about was me, myself, and where I wanted to be. How I wanted to feel. That's all that mattered to me, was me. And I'm not living selfishly like that any longer. And if you're watching this and you're thinking about getting sober, you can be free too. You really can. Trust me, if I can do it, anybody can. You really, really can. And once you get sober and defeat that dragon, man, everything in life just seems so much easier. It really does, because getting sober is not easy. It's hard. But anything that's worth anything in this world takes hard work. And like I said, I can promise you that hard work that you're going to put in is going to pay off 1,000-fold. It is so worth it. No more lies. No more hiding. None of that. You can be honest and be free. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here for today. I really appreciate you watching. I'm going to do that live one day next week, maybe Monday. But I'll keep you guys posted. I've got too much stuff going on this weekend to do one. But I am going to do one before the end of the month. So be on the lookout for that. I'll be talking about it. And I think that's it, guys. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much. And until tomorrow, I will see y'all then. Y'all have a great day.